So we're going to talk a little bit about controlling your trajectory in a headwind. Okay, so I think it's very common for a lot of us to be on the golf course, and when we're faced with a situation where that wind is really blowing into our face, our first reaction is that we need to swing harder. Okay, so maybe I'm out here playing and I've got this 30-mile-an-hour headwind blowing into my face, and the yardage calls for a pitching wedge. So I'm like, all right, it's my pitching wedge. Wind's blowing in my face. Gosh, I better just hit it a little bit harder, and therefore it's going to go a little bit further. And then I put a good swing on it, and lo and behold, it goes even higher. All right, and then it really gets knocked down. So we need to control a couple things. We need to control our dynamic loft, okay, or the loft that we're actually delivering into the back of that golf ball at impact. And then we also need to control our speed, okay? So speed and loft are factors in trajectory. So what we can do to help affect that, number one, right off the bat, we can choose less loft. So instead of that pitching wedge, I'm gonna go ahead and grab an 8-iron. So I've taken less loft right away, so that makes it easy. Now I can help facilitate maybe just a little less loft delivered at impact by moving that golf ball slightly back in my stance. And I just don't want you to get into any kind of extreme, meaning playing it well back in my stance. So for me, if I'm playing this 8-iron relatively in the middle, if not slightly forward, I'm just making a subtle adjustment there. Just a little bit back, okay? And again, that's gonna help me de-loft that club at impact, get a little less loft there. And then I want to work on my speed, okay? So I can help facilitate speed by thinking about a finish. For instance, if my normal shot has this nice high finish, all right, that's really inspiring me to deliver a lot of speed and a lot of loft through the shot. So if I control my finish, maybe it's a little bit lower, okay? Maybe I've got some good mindfulness on controlling this face. Then I'm actually going to be allowing myself to control my speed. Okay, so less loft, less speed. All right, so let's give it a whirl here. I got my 8-iron. I'm moving it ever so slightly back in my stance, and I'm just going to work towards a little bit lower finish here. And that shot right there will play into any headwind. Okay, so control your loft and control your speed.